It's March already again? Hello, hello. 大家好. 안녕하세요. Ахлим. И, конечно, здравствуйте, дорогие друзья. Rado вас снова видеть. Hoje eu vim aqui pro uma região quase meio que desconhecida da minha casa, né? É o meu quarto, você pode ver ali, ó, a minha coberta, as coisas. Eu não sei se tá aparecendo ali, mas tem um tabuleiro de dama improvisado onde eu jogo xadrez. Mas hoje eu vim pra trazer ótimas notícias. Hoje eu vim pra acabar com essa merda de tédio da quarentena e contar pra vocês a experiência do experimento social que eu tive nessas últimas... raz, два, три, четыре... More than 2 weeks. More than 2 weeks, let's say. За больше 2 последних недель, даже я не могу сказать 2 последних недель, потому что спустя, я думаю, уже спустя, не спустя, но уже прошел что? Почти месяц. Да, почти месяц. Я пытался учить несколько языков одновременно. Oh my god, how could I say that? Одновременно, конечно, одновременно. Я даже русский больше не могу сказать, на русском больше не могу говорить. Ну, забудьте все. Давай разговариваем о этих языках. А какие же они? Ну, Чунвен, Deutsche Sprache, Арабия и Хангуго. А всего лишь 5. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about them. I wanted to, and also rate the learning difficulty of each one, both for English speakers as well as Portuguese speakers. Так что не будем тратить время на болтание и сразу начинаем. Wir werden mit dem einfachsten beginnen. Deutsche Sprache. Как здорово говорить на немецком. It reminds me a little bit of English, with a mixture of Russian. Why so? German, at first glance and at first hearing, has a lot of similarities with English. For example, you may find some terms as like können or wann or gut. But of course, not everything that you find in German is going to be a carbon copy of English. For pronunciation, it normally doesn't diverge too much from what you would find on a normal phoneme table. Although I'm a little disappointed that most German consonants are a little bit too soft to pronounce. Особенно если ты привык к русским согласным звукам. Ты знаешь, о чем я? Конечно, знаешь. Ну, наши ча, ща, эти не существуют на немецком вообще. А еще и р, ч, ц, вообще хор. You don't have an r in German. It's way more soft. For example, ich arbeite als barkeeper here. But yeah, overall, pretty solid language. But why does it remind me of Russian? Well, because you also have grammatical cases. Of course, only 4 cases. And the Germans really simplified it out, because at the end of the day, you only need to change the article. As now for the ranking. Where does it go? It's definitely harder than English, even Portuguese, but not quite as hard as Russian. So I think it stands right here. Yeah. Oh, and I don't even have to mention that it is гораздо легче, если ты уже знаешь английский. Now, Hangugo. And I have to warn you, those 2 next languages are the ones I have explored the least. Because капец они сложные, вы не представляете, ребята, я почти, боже мой, ну это не слишком сложно, я даже не могу, я просто не хочу об этом говорить, боже мой. Kinda embarrassing to say that, but what can I do? They're just simply too hard. Что я могу делать? Korean is honestly a fascinating language. Even without diving too deep into grammar, many of its features stand out. First, the writing system, or how it's called in South Korea, Hangul. It's not per se based on logograms like Japanese or Chinese, but it also cannot be considered an alpha-syllabary like Devanagari. That's the script used for Indian languages. All that is due to the brilliance of King Choseong Sejong by developing what is called a featural writing system. In Korean, the syllables are arranged in boxes containing consonants surrounding a single vowel, usually. You just group those boxes and voila, you have a word. But the coolest thing is that each consonant is akin to the features and shapes of the mouth when you pronounce them. Look at M. You round your lips to make the sound, and the little square is made to resemble that. In fact, consonants in Korean are separated into groups depending on the nature of the sound that you're making. See the similarities between all bilabial cha, bo, po. Unfortunately, the vowels are not so simple. I still don't fucking know the difference between those fucking two E's. Look at them. Holy shit. Fucking hell. We've come this far and I even haven't talked about grammar. Mainly because I don't have much to say. Simply just throw some yo at the end of your sentences and everything will be fine. Don't worry. Это шутка. But anything beyond a simple 안녕하세요 or 미안해요, it's out of boundaries. I couldn't even write my own name in Korean because of the lack of F and br sounds. And how does it rank? I'm skeptical to say that pronunciation is fine, but I didn't even touch grammar, so I'm putting it above Russian for both English and Portuguese speakers, even though there are a lot of loan words from English. Next one, Al-Arabia. По-прежнему я постараюсь коротенько все объяснять. Вообще, у меня почти ничего о арабском нет, что рассказать. It's just a very Greek language with an immense widespread throughout the African and Asian continents. Whenever you look at an Arabic word, the first shock comes from the fact that Arabic is written from right to left instead from left to right. What the fuck? Nossa, que gay, velho, esse what the fuck foi. Second, it hardly resembles anything you may find in other languages, except for Persian or Urdu or anything based on the Arabic script. So let's break it down. Right to left is something common for Semitic languages, since it's also present in Hebrew. As for the script itself, brother, it's rough. I have been studying it for a reasonable amount of time now, and I still have some trouble discerning each letter. It's all those dots and mountains. Holy shit. The similarities between each letter make you put extra effort to make out what it's written. Like the difference between ta and tha is simply an extra dot. The same for sin and shin or ha and ha. Jesus. A nightmare. Especially when you consider that native Arabic speakers leave out the vowels when writing in Arabic. Like, there's nothing. There's just consonants, pretty much. For example, the word for potato is batatas. Watch carefully. Watch this word carefully. Watch care. Opa, filho. Bati o microfone. Watch carefully the absence of vowels in this word. You only have one, and it's an alif, right there in the middle. To add insult to injury. Each letter usually has 3 forms, and it changes depending where it is situated on the word. That is to make kitaba, writing, more dynamic. As for pronunciation, you have a bunch of weird sounds like ein, ha, ra, the, and ko. Дети, пожалуйста, пожалуйста, только, не только, но просто слушай мой совет. Не изучайте арабский язык. Вам будет намного лучше, если вы не знаете ничего в арабском. Я от души обещаю вас. Или вам, я не знаю. And for all those reasons, Arabic ranks top for both English and Portuguese speakers. And I didn't even tackle grammar. Oh my god. My god. Or should I say, my Allah. You want a good challenge? Try Arabic. 现在我要谈中文. I must confess right away that I didn't start to learn Chinese with the others. Shocking, I know, but rather way, way earlier. Something that I'm not even proud to say, given my level in Chinese. Божечки, кошечки. So yeah, I cheated. But I'll keep it brief anyways. Chinese, as you may know, does not have an alphabet. Instead, they rely on a logographic writing system, where each symbol corresponds to one or more sounds, depending on the meaning. For example, the. A particle used for completed actions can produce the sound of liao as a verb. Honestly, right out of the bat, the absence of an alphabet scares a lot of people trying to learn. But did you notice also those fancy diacritics around the top of the pinyin? Those are tone marks, and they tell us in which tone the words need to be pronounced, which in turn means we'll be shifting pitches while pronouncing each word. Например, 包, 包, bao. Phew. Thank God Chinese kept it simple with its grammar, because there are no cases, there is no inflection, and there isn't even conjugation. And for the rank, Chinese tops anything I have in mind. It is the hardest language to learn for Brazilians and Americans. Ну что ж, в конце видео совсем не короткое, скажем честно, но я рассказал все, что хотел. Надеюсь, вам понравилось слушать историю моего язычного путешествия. Не забывайте поставить лайк под видео, поделиться с друзьями и подписаться на канал. Uma frase, eu acho. До свидания. До свидания, дорогие друзья. Дорогие зрители, наверное. Дорогие зрители. Продолжайте следовать языки мира. Auf Wiedersehen. Какая лемон в финал. До свидания, дорогие зрители. И продолжайте я falar изучать, aí eu mudei pra исследовать, ficou uma bosta. До свидания, дорогие зрители. И не... Por que и не? И só продолжайте. Não aguento mais isso. До свидания, До свидания, дорогие зрители. И продолжайте исследовать языки мира. Auf Wiedersehen.